Hi, guys. I wanted to go over some of the notes that I have done on readings off camera on Summer Wells right before I go back into her case. Um, I really got the impression with the number of readings that I did off camera that I took notes on that she was on her property when she was approached by what I picked up as a couple that were working together, primarily a male that had a female with him, a woman. These were adults. And that they were they were looking for children for him, okay? Inappropriate person where children are concerned, deviant, okay? And I got the 10 of Cups, the 4 of Wands, the Knight of Cups for her, and the Sun. And it, again, the Sun and the 10 of Cups, the 4 of Wands, and the Knight of Cups. I felt like someone approached her on her home turf with the intention of getting her to go with them somehow. And I got a Chariot that popped up, which deals with the vehicle. And I also got the Hermit, which deals with someone that's inappropriate with children. And cards of abduction, the 8 of Swords and the Fool, the Devil, the Lovers, and the Ace of Swords, which shows that it was a sexually based interest and attraction. Okay, now I'm just going to see what I get this time. Now, from what I had read after I had done this reading that I took the notes on here, I saw that there was something about a vehicle, and that caught my eye. And then I looked a little closer, and then I read that there was a man and a woman that Don claims to have seen in the morning before he went to work. I think he first spotted the man, and there was a truck, and I don't know, he helped them out, but there was... It seems like it sounds like it kind of stuck in his mind as odd. Again, forgive the wind back that you will hear rumbling in the background. So let's just see if I get cards again that still come up with a couple. And in this case, the couple was not her parents. This was totally different energy. Got that they planned it, and they this cruising around looking for a victim to abduct. And once he saw her, he was attracted to her as a victim. The Devil and the Lovers, it just felt like really twisted essay type of person. Okay. Trying to kind of recap in under 5 minutes, which I'm doing so far. All right, let's just see what we get with these cards. When I ask, who is responsible for Summer Wells going missing? Who is responsible for Summer Wells out of Tennessee going missing? Who is responsible for that? I get the Ace of Cups and a couple, the Lovers. Also, this can indicate the Lovers can also not only talk about a romantic relationship, or the romantic quote-unquote interests, can be a couple. New relationship potentially with that Ace of Cups. So is this a couple that again, I'm being shown that may have at the time been relatively fresh in their relationship? Or were they out looking for someone new for him to get all the flood of emotion with that Ace of Cups? So I am getting a couple again. It's coming back to my baseline, which is what I'm looking for. Okay. And I'm getting, okay, yeah. I'm getting a King of Cups and the Seven of Cups. So then we get this feeling of a male figure that is under the influence, in my opinion. And I think I picked that up. We know Dawn and Candace. There's a lot of people in that community that use, to be honest, in those small places. I know that. And I think the individuals looking for children use as well. Let me just put it that way. Okay, with the other parts that I picked up on off camera was that there was the Death card and the Seven of Pentacles, which was that, to me, that they planned that this person, that this child that they were going to take would not return, if you know what I mean. That they would, there would be an ending. And so there was some planning again. Also, excessive stress popped up with the Ten of Wands and Temperance. So trouble sleeping, and it felt once again like hard drugs. That's why I wanted to look down at my notes, because I'm getting it again here. Okay. I'm getting the 5. I'm getting 2 5s. The 5 of Swords and the 5 of Pentacles. This is someone that is not very nice and who may not have a fixed abode often. I feel like there's this kind of an aspect to their life. It's pretty rough. And I don't know if they're like living in their vehicle or what, but they're outside of the norms of society, quote unquote. And there's an unpleasant edge. An unpleasant edge. Again, we've got a couple that are showing up again on the card. So it's all these things. Pay attention to. And this is, this is a hidden fact with the Knight of Swords. Then they move quickly. So to me, they acted quickly. And I think that they got out of the area quickly too after they did what they did. And they would, no one saw them. But they did act. And it's like swooping down when they had a chance. I really felt that they were just waiting for the moment. And that's part, I think, of what gets somebody like that off. It's part of the thrill, part of the you're doing, something that's really wrong, and there's risk. I'm getting some of the same cards. This deals with the past, with childhood and children, and anxiety. So I feel that there is a couple that is connected to this, a male that is the primary offender, who has assistance by a female, at least in this case. I feel like they are up a lot. They don't sleep a lot. They deal with a great deal of anxiety. This is maybe what he does to relieve stress. But there's a great deal of anxiety around children, and she's not the only one. This makes me feel like there was other children that they've targeted, or he's targeted primarily. Now here comes that Queen of Wands again. And she's looking to live a better life. She's looking for money. She's wanting to earn a good deal of money and live comfortably and in a nice place. You know, I don't know what her game is, but that's what they're showing us about her. We're getting the Knight of Wands and the Queen of Swords. You know, I'm feeling again like she's part of his team. And I just feel like there is, again, another input of like, yes, it's time to act. I feel like they're watching her with these cards, and I feel like they're saying, okay, we've got to do this, you know, quickly, go, go, go. And it's like they employ a plan, and they take control of the child. In my opinion, they take control of the child and control of the situation. They may not have seemed like a threat at first. And then they leave. Look, here we are with the vehicle, with the chariot, and the walking away, leaving. This is them leaving, taking her and going. And this is also about abandonment and neglect. So I feel like she was not being watched closely enough, and they acted very quickly and took her in a vehicle, and I get left with her. I got to fix that card. Yeah, okay. The Two of Wands and the Four of Swords shows me that in the future, yet it's still to come on the horizon, I feel like they will find the location of where she is, I think probably buried. Not to be insensitive, but I did also get cards prior that talked about her being covered, like something's covering her. You're not going to see her with the naked eye, just, you know, she's not just been left out there, but buried or covered over, and kind of hidden, quote unquote. Okay. Again, I also got hints of her being taken further away. Where else? There was a number of... Okay, here we go. Yes, with that Eight of Swords, and I got the Eight of Swords and the Four of Pentacles in the other reading here, and that can indicate someone that is bound. That Eight of Swords often comes up as an abduction card, and the Four of Pentacles reiterates the sense of being stuck or unable to move, you know, because it's holding down. So I feel like they tied her up when she was in a vehicle, and took off out of there and took her away from that area. And I got that her body's concealed so that it's in an area that this person can keep a watch on. And it's possible, I got something about financial expansion, and I was thinking maybe it means that there's going to be some kind of development of land or something. Now, that was just kind of a reach, but the Queen of Wands came up. We had that here. So I had the Devil, the Queen of Wands, the Knight of Cups, the Ten of Wands. It's very heavy energy with the Queen of Wands, maybe even really the woman being used as the Knight of Cups on the Devil's mission. I think, by sending a woman to either lure her or to accompany him in abducting, that maybe initially Summer would think it would be less of a threat. But I think these two are substance abuse buddies. Let's put it that way. I think they drove up and they waited in the car while one of the other, I think, retrieved the child. There was the Moon and the Two of Cups, so there's dark and sketchy hidden aspect of these two people, this adult male and female. And, it worked out for them. Now, the Chariot and Tower came up too, which is a devastating change. They made an extra effort, I felt like, with this to abduct her for his gratification, primarily. And I did get Justice in the Page of Swords. So I got, them coming under the watch of the law. And then they get anxious. I think that they get anxious being found out because I don't think she's the only one. So part of that anxiety is what is the drugs they're doing and the crimes, the other crimes, the ones against children. There's always this wanting to leave and sneak away. They don't want to get caught. They're wanting to be underhanded. So, and the women, when I did readings on her, I got her as being numb and indifferent with the Four of Cups. And I really do feel like it's all the effect on the mind that addiction has. It destabilizes it. So I feel like these are marrying up. All right. Let me just ask. That's for the other case, my other notes. Let's just ask. Okay. Will Summer Wells be located one day? Is that coming up in the future? Is it on the horizon? Is Summer Wells going to be located? Is Summer Wells going to be located? Okay, let's take a look and see what we get. This to me is yes. When I see this card, this means the things that are not in balance will get balanced out and you get an answer. But it takes time. And that is one of the key things with temperance. It takes time because it's a combination of timing and this and that and all these different aspects kind of coming together. And I get the Fool. And this is a child. This is also a new start. And I think it could be found, she could be found maybe, well, it will start, it'll kick off a new start. And I do think this is them finding her, because the fool is often also associated with a child. I think she was naive to what they were doing. And I think the man talked to her father. I do. So I'm going to leave it right there for right now with this deck. Okay. And I'm going to try the investigative deck. And let's just see if we don't get kind of a mirror of cards or meanings that are similar. All right. Let's see. Who is responsible? Let's see. Let's ask that. Who is responsible for the disappearance of Summer Wells? I just thought it was so interesting because in the last readings I did, I was asking, like, who's responsible for the disappearance? And what we would get would be abduction cards. It's not just like, well, the child didn't just wander off and perish. You know, this is an abduction. And that makes sense, because had she done that, I believe they would have found her. I believe someone did something and has hidden her, concealed her. So who is responsible for the disappearance of Summer Wells from Tennessee? Oh, God. Here's the Hermit again, you guys. And I've told you what that means. Somebody that's, sometimes that card, when you're looking at a case that involves children and abduction and possible impropriety, you got to look at that, especially it keeps coming back up and you're getting cards that like the devil and the lovers and things like that. This again to me is a deviant, exposed secrets. So this is someone that I think is going to come under public scrutiny, going to be exposed at some point in the future. Yes. It says marks left behind on this card. And well-funded operation. I don't know about that. But, you know, that woman that likes the money and the lifestyle, there's something about this coming in that card. Maybe that's just like you have a taste for the, you know, wants to have things and but leaves behind some kind of evidence. And I wonder, is this some kind of theft? Oh, wow. Out of the picture, and it's a small child. It's not a woman. It looks like a little girl, actually. It could be a woman, but to me, the first thing looked like a little girl. It's so small. Regardless, it's a feminine card. It says out of the picture and aggressive attack. Yeah. Now, when I got the strength card, I also feel like they were completely controlling her, tying her, binding her, and, you know, resilience, slow process. To me, that is them finding out who did this. Distraction, not as it seems. So, you know, things to me where there's things with this case that are not as they seem, that people think that they are. So I'm sorry for this. I'm going to see if I can fix this setting. Hold on a minute. Okay. I have to use the whole background here, so sorry. I can't get these other lights up to make this different. So for right now, this will do. I'm out in nature. Okay, so let me just take a look further here with this deck. Will Summer Wells be found in the near future coming? I'm getting domestic violence abuse, social media. So there could be some kind of connection that way that she's found. You know, perhaps this woman has a falling out with the man, their little arrangement, and they get exposed. That's a possibility. I'm trying to, figure how these cards might work. Dark intention or motive. I told you before when I got the devil that it kept coming up like it really felt like they do this regularly. The world, which is the end of a situation, or buried. Look at that, you guys. So this to me says dark things occurred and she's no longer with us. I feel like I'm getting cards that are hitting the baseline of my first finding of being concealed, and that this is a couple, not the parents. So let me know what you think below. And we'll just continue to work on this together as a community. If you want to bring out your cards and share that in the comments below, feel free. Anyway, thank you so much for your time. And I will continue to work on the requests that people make. Thank you so much. See you next time. And if you appreciate readings like this, would you please give me a thumbs up? And I will see you in the next video or live. All right. Thanks so much.